Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining our webinar today. My name is Ann Kim from Academy Prêt. We are in Singapore, Bangkok, and Korea. And tonight I am here to share with you about our PrêtX 2025 winter edition of our programs, 5-day bootcamp programs. We have one in finance, business, and entrepreneurship. We have another in healthcare and medicine, and we have a third in STEM research, so science research. We also have internship programs as well. We also have our Prêt program, which is our signature program, advising our students for entry into top universities all around the world in the US, the Ivy League schools, Oxford, Cambridge, other top universities in the UK, as well as Hong Kong, Singapore, Korea, Canada, Australia. Our students go all around the world. So if you have any questions, or any specific requests about our programs, please give us an email. Our email address is here, hello@academypret.com, or send us a WhatsApp or a line. Or today, please put your question in the chat. We have a chat window here. If you can put your message in the chat, we'll be able to answer your question right away. Yes, if you have any specific questions, please let us know. So we'll get right started and introduce our PrêtX upcoming December programs for today. Here we go. So who is Academy Prêt? I just gave you a very quick rundown, but Academy Prêt, we are a holistic and premier education company. We are based in Bangkok, Thailand. We're based in Singapore, and we're based in Seoul, Korea as well. So we're in 3 countries, and we work with students all over the world. We have students in, of course, Singapore, Bangkok, and Korea, but we also have students from Myanmar. We work with students in the US. We also work with students who are in school in the UK. Our goal is to make sure our students know their career pathway in life. Of course, entry to university is very important. Our students go on to top 50 ranked US universities around the world, including US, UK, Singapore, Hong Kong, Korea, everywhere around the world. As you can see here, we have over 150 top 50 US and UK, all around the world, colleges, universities, all around the world. But that's not all we do. Of course, university entry is important, but what's most important is to make sure our students are going in the right direction for their career pathways. And so we have a number of corporate partners that we work with, and we are able to place students in one-on-one direct internships to go deeper in their exploration of their career pathway and their chosen majors before they go to college. But we have our bootcamp programs that give a very broad overview for students, upper middle, and high school students who want to explore their career pathways before they go deep in building their portfolio. So that's a little bit about us. My name is Ann Kim, and I want to explain to you why we started these boot camps. It's been 4 years ago that we started it now. So we've had 7 or 8 editions every summer and every winter of our career pathway boot camps. So why did we start this very innovative program called PrêtX boot camps? The X, by the way, stands for experiences. So Prêt Experience boot camps. Why did we start this? Well, there's a very famous rule, the 1 in 60 rule. It's from the aviation industry. So I know we've all been on flights before. We have all taken airplanes before. So there is a rule in aviation called the 1 in 60 rule. Basically says that a very small 1 degree change in the course, right? As you're flying, this 1 degree course that you make over a destination of 60 miles that you are traveling, that 1 degree change is going to result in a 1 mile of a difference in where you end up in your destination after traveling for 60 miles at high speed. So we take this rule because we want our students to end up closer to where they're meant to be, where they are supposed to be, where they are going to blossom. We want to make that little 1 degree change now as they go through upper middle school and high school. That little 1 degree change as they speed through middle and high school is going to get them closer to where they're supposed to be in terms of their university and future career. So we want to help make our students make that little 1 degree change now. And how do we do that? We do that through experiential program with our PrêtX boot camps. We want over a course of 5 days in our boot camps, we want the students to really get an immersive and hands-on experience of what it's like to work in that industry so that they can make that little 1 degree change now. Whether it's, oh, I think I'm interested in finance and I'm going to go specifically into investment banking or fund management, that could be 1 degree change. Or if they're in healthcare, to change that, maybe I want to do medicine, but no, actually, I want to go deep into drug development, pharmaceutical drug development, perhaps. Or in terms of if they're going into sciences, to make that 1 degree change to identify, is it biotechnology, is it biochemistry that they want to go into, or physics or engineering that they want to go into. We want the students to make that little 1 degree change now as they speed through middle and high school, so that by the time they choose their majors and their university and their career pathway, they're a lot closer to where they need to be instead of making that big, big difference later. As you can see here, that 1 degree change now is little. But if you try to make that change later on in university or when you're already starting your career, that's a very big angle of a difference that you need to make. So we want our students to have better clarity in the direction that they want to go in their career. And through our boot camps, we have 3 key learning objectives. The first is to really get an understanding of the career industry knowledge, whether it's in healthcare, it's in finance, engineering, or STEM. We want the students to really get a good exposure and handle of what that industry is like, what are the subsectors and the dynamics and the trends within that industry so that the students can be knowledgeable. So that's number one. And then the second learning objective is to uncover the students' own interest areas. Within the world of healthcare, what is it within healthcare that captivates the students' very interest? Is it medicine? If it is medicine, in terms of being a doctor, what kind of doctor? We want the students to get a handle of what it's like to be a medical student so that they are very well prepared. And not just in being a doctor, but we want students to understand what are the different range of expertise that's needed within the entire ecosystem of the healthcare industry. Healthcare investments, whether that is allied healthcare, whether that is medical research, whether that is biotechnology and engineering, whether that's medical devices or pharmaceutical research. There are so many things that the students can consider in addition to maybe just the one thing that they thought about now. Same thing in finance, same thing in science. We want the students to really understand the richness of the industry and the vast range of opportunities within the industry so that they can try it on over 5 days and find out what's the best fit for them. And the third thing that we want to do with our boot camps is to make sure our students know what next step to take after this to get closer to their career dreams and to get closer to their dream university and their dream major. We will be unpacking and debriefing on the learnings from the week of over the 5 days. And we will be planning the next move in terms of how do you go deeper into the career pathway that is the best, that has been found to be the best fit for the student. So these are the three key learning objectives of our 5 days program. I will act as the lead bootcamp facilitator over the course of the 5 days. My name is Miss Ann Kim. I am the founder of Academy Prêt. I founded Academy Prêt almost 8 years ago now, after a 15-year career in investment banking and finance and healthcare investments. So, like many of you today, I think there are many students and families who are joining from Bangkok and Singapore. I grew up in Bangkok and Singapore, just like all of you. So I was born in Korea, but I grew up in Bangkok and I went to Ramrudi International School, RIS. And I then moved over to Singapore to finish my middle and high school. And thereafter, I was accepted early decision to University of Pennsylvania, where I did a dual degree in bioengineering, as well as economics with a concentration in finance from the Wharton School. So after graduating from UPenn, I wanted to put these two areas of healthcare and finance together. And so I started my career on Wall Street in New York with UBS Investment Bank, where I worked as an equity research analyst in the healthcare sector. Thereafter, I moved over to San Francisco with JP Morgan, where I worked as a healthcare sector investment banker, working on IPOs and mergers and acquisition transactions. And then I had a 10, 12 year career working as a venture capital and private equity fund manager, investing in the healthcare space. So I got to see a lot of very innovative healthcare technologies, biotech products, and lots of very interesting companies in healthcare space in the US and Europe. And I worked as a financier to find financing solutions for these companies. Then I moved back home to Asia, first to Hong Kong, then to Singapore, and then working across the Asia landscape, working on private equity investments in the healthcare space. So you might think, okay, great, but why are you in front of my screen now talking about education? Well, I made a pivot into education 8 years ago because I saw that our students are so hard at work in school, making sure they have good grades and doing the right CCAs and, club activities in school. But I realized that the students were not getting exposure into the industry. They were not getting to meet the experts and professionals, and they really didn't have much exposure to all the opportunities in the world out there. And so once it came to time to choose the major or choose university, they had a very narrow idea of what they wanted to do. And I wanted the students to be able to discover the range of opportunities out there earlier so that they can not only differentiate themselves, but really be inspired to go after the careers. I always tell my students who come to me, I tell them, if I tell you you have to improve your math grade, it's important. But if I don't give you a reason of why it's important to improve your math grade, it's very hard for the students to be intrinsically motivated to improve their math grade. But through our programs, when they go out and meet experts, when they go out to visit companies, when they do interactive career workshops, when they go do an internship, and then they come back and then we debrief, then the students realize, oh, I really want to be an investment banker. I spoke to this um, expert who talked about why math, how he uses math as a sales and trading investment banker. Then they come back and their eyes are light up, and our students say, I know why. I understand now why I have to bring my math grade up. It's because I have to use it in the future as an investment banker. So our goal at Academy Pret, and the reason why I started Academy Pret, is to make sure that we open up these kind of amazing opportunities, experiences for our students so that they can be motivated and inspired to take the next step in planning their career and, of course, their university and major pathways. So that's what we do at Academy Pret. In addition to our group of facilitators, we also are led on STEM and science research by Professor Dr. Su. Dr. Su is a graduate of UC Davis, University of California, Davis. She is a food technologist and a biochemist. And she has a very storied career, not only as a lecturer and professor, she is currently a professor with Assumption University and Kasetsart University, but she also sits on the committee, various committees advancing STEM research and science research and innovation for Thailand as a country. She also serves as a consultant for Asian Development Bank right now, doing a lot of work into how to improve STEM education opportunities in the region. So we are so fortunate to have her lead our STEM research program, which I will be talking about shortly. So we have three programs ongoing, and I did see a raise of hands. Thank you for raising your hand. If you could put your question in the Q&A, I will be sure to address it towards the end of the presentation. Uh, and yes, please leave all your questions there. So we have run our boot camps for about 4 or 5 years now. So this, I think, will be our eighth edition of our PrêtX boot camps. And so we are always encouraged by our students who have wonderful things to say over the years. And I've picked two here, one from finance and one from healthcare. We have one student from AIS in Thailand who said that from the finance bootcamp who said that on the left, you see here, I'm inspired to apply all the knowledge to my own life. There's a typo there by saving and investing my personal money and to study finance at university so I can become a banker or an entrepreneur. And then on the right, I remember this student from ISB. This was right after the day when we took him to one of the medical schools, and we went to one of the labs, the cadaver labs, where they had the human model. And this student got to hold the human heart for the first time, and he said, I got to hold it for the first time. I'm even more inspired to become a cardiologist now. So these are the inspirations that we want to create in our students. But instead of me just telling you, let me show you a very short video from our summer 2025 bootcamp.
So we did a lot of activities during this boot camp.
Sir, can I just check that you can hear the sound of this video? Can I get a thumbs up if you are seeing the video, please? Oh, thank you so much for the thumbs up. I will continue playing.
We also got to join a lot of presentations with like professional doctors and like very inspirational mentors, which is really insightful and very interesting. My highlight of the week was observing medical schools in Thailand, like King Mongkut's and Thammasat University. I got to learn about what students did in medical university and also observe synthetic cadavers and body parts. I like when we have the university tour and the hospital tour because we got to see like what the students do there and how do like a life of a medical students work. I'm very inspired to like work harder and study more because I found out during this boot camp that like you need 12 more years of studying after high school to get into medical school and actually work in a hospital. So that really puts me like into thinking that healthcare needs a lot of resilience and like willingness to learn. So that put me like that really inspired me, you know. This boot camp really inspired me to explore more on the healthcare and finance side and their interdependency on each other. So I think I will be exploring more on that and also get more hands-on experience. Yes, because coming to this bootcamp is fun and like you got a lot of information. You learn new things from like going outside to universities or something. Yeah, like yeah, I would recommend it. Like I highly recommend this because not only you get to learn more about healthcare, but you also got to like get an insight on the finance program and like you get to learn how like those two programs are like very deeply interconnected with each other.
There were a lot of like on-site visiting. Uh, like I especially like get to learn like how the actual finance field are working. I get to talk to like professional one even from like the CEO of DBS Bank. I actually enjoyed it because back in my country I don't have this much like a very like close opportunity to like professional. So yeah, that would be my like the most favorite part. My highlight of the week would be visiting to the Berkeley group because most of the leadership role there are taken by like women, and like it's very inspirational, motivational, and as I'm woman, like it's actually like moved me to even like do more of the finance in the future. So before I have like experience before in like internship and also like some courses that are related to finance. But to from this bootcamp, I think I'll be joining more bootcamp in the future. Maybe not the same one, but like like variety of choices, other choices, and maybe like taking more courses. And for this bootcamp, it's more like ensuring myself that I'm actually interested in finance too. So yeah. Yes, definitely. I would recommend them to join this. In my friend circle, I don't have like many people that are like specifically interested in finance, but even though if it's like any boot camp that would relate to their like interests and their like future career, yes, I would definitely recommend them.
It's a Berkeley group. I think because like the previous day we went to DBS, so yeah, that was like definitely a highlight because I really got to talk to them about, their previous careers and education pathways, and they their pathways really aligned with mine. Art, previously an art major, you can always redirect your pathway into like something that makes it work just for you. So yeah, I think yeah, the Berkeley group was definitely the highlight of my day. It was a great experience, and yeah, I recommend other people to join if they're slightly interested in finance, just to like see an overview of like what it's like. The boot camp like introduces you to like firsthand experience with actual banks, those who work in the finance industry, and you get to play real life games such as buying and selling stocks, which was super interesting, and uh, investing in pitches and doing 30-minute elevator pitches, which was also quite refreshing for me. So yeah, I think I also got like a lot of experience talking to like the managers, which I usually don't get to experience. Yeah, I got to like ask them about like what their work culture is like, the lifestyle that, bankers, investment banking, yeah, what it's like to work as one. Yeah.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that little video. It's up on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. So if you're curious what the experiences of our students have been like over the years, please go on to our YouTube channel. You can just go to YouTube and search for Academy Pret. We're already on our 50th episode here, as you can see. This is a snapshot of our summer edition, this summer 2025 edition of Healthcare and Finance Career Bootcamp. But we have lots of other videos featuring our 2024, 2023, summer and winter healthcare, finance, law, and STEM bootcamps. So please go on over and check out the videos and see what our previous students have had to say. In addition to the videos, we also have what is called our Impact Magazine. Our Impact Magazine.
Yeah, what it's like to
Oops, my apologies. I wanted to go back one slide to show you our Impact Magazine here that you see on the right-hand side at the bottom here, our PrêtX Impact Magazine. These are downloadable on our website. And if you download that, you will be able to see exactly the experience of our students day by day, program by program, visit by visit, mentor by mentor. And you'll also be able to see what are the deep insights that our students gained from their experience. So you'll be able to really see and read along with our students and their experiences. But every year, our program changes a little bit. Every year, it gets improved. Every session, it gets improved. And of course, our schedule changes depending on our knowledge partners and who is available during this time period and who we are able to invite along. So, without further ado, let me present to you in detail our 3 programs that are happening this December. They are all happening on the same dates in December, December 20, which is a Saturday, until December 24th. And over the 5 days, we have healthcare, we have finance, and we have STEM research. So let me first walk you through our healthcare program. So for our healthcare program, it is for all students, upper, middle, and high school who are interested in the healthcare sector, in the healthcare industry, whether it is medicine or healthcare research or something else within the healthcare industry. So first day on Saturday, December 20, we open with our welcome program. So our welcome programming is icebreakers to get the students experts and mentors and professionals from the field. And we want our students to make full use of these opportunities with these experts, be able to ask questions, be confident and comfortable to engage with all the professionals, the amazing professionals that we have come on board. And so we train our students to make sure that they are comfortable with their business etiquette and networking skills and are able, you heard about our students doing their 30-second elevator pitches. That is part of the training in the morning. Then our healthcare boot campers are already sent out into the world. So in the afternoon, they will be getting a private tour of Bangkok hospitals, and they will be getting a private tour behind the scenes. Everything on operations, meeting the doctors, meeting the pathologists, going to the scenes at the wards, going to operating theaters, going to see what kind of equipment that they have, going to see the robotic pharmacy, going to see the pathology lab and all the diagnostics that are happening, and really to see how a hospital is run. Where do the doctors work? How do they work with each other? How do they communicate and work with other support professionals like nurses and operators? And how are they trained to deal with the stress and also the time sensitive and decision making processes of working at a top hospital? So they will be at Bangkok Hospital in the afternoon. And then on day 2, Sunday, we will be exploring the life of a psychologist. I think mental health, stress management, psychology, and psychiatry, these are very important topics in these days and times right now. So our students will be visiting Dr. Dan, who is a psychologist, and having very deep conversations of what it's like to run a private psychology center and also what life is like to work as a psychologist day to day. After lunch break, the students will go to visit Chulaborn Medical School, and the students will be getting a real hands-on experience, what it's like to be a medical student for a day. From these experiences, students have been able to tell me, yes, Miss Anne, I want to be a doctor. I know I can handle it. Or they have said, you know what, Miss Anne, I want to consider something else. I realized that after visiting a hospital and visiting a medical school, I realized medicine might not be for me. What else is in healthcare can I consider? Well, that's the point of the next 3 days to figure it out. So then on day 3, we have an amazing guest speaker, Dr. Rosaporn, who is from the Department of Disease Control of Thailand. Very well-respected doctor who will be talking about public health, about disease control, her experiences from the pandemic, and also communicating communicating what disease control for the nation is like. And then in the afternoon, we're having a hands-on module for a simulation. We do lots of learning by experiences and simulation exercises, and we'll be doing a simulation on working with patients from a doctor in training. This has received fantastic reviews from past sessions about what it's like to work as a doctor, communicating directly with patients. What are the soft skills in terms of empathy, communication, leadership, decision making that is required? Then on day 4, we look at the intersection between business and healthcare. So we will be spending the day at the Stock Exchange of Thailand, where we'll look at healthcare companies that are publicly listed, like Bangkok Hospital Group. We'll be talking about how they fund their hospitals, how they work with investors to market their hospitals, what are the operating considerations of owning a healthcare venture. And we'll also be looking at the importance of the healthcare sector versus other industry sectors as well. Then on day 4 afternoon, we touch on entrepreneurship in healthcare. So we'll be meeting with a doctor, Dr. Aim, who, after being trained at Chulalongkorn Medical School and was practicing in the public sector, now launched her very own private physiotherapy clinic called Agile. So we'll be spending some time with Dr. Aim as she talks about her journey as a doctor and then now becoming an entrepreneur, owning her own business physiotherapy clinic, and what it takes to do something like that. Then on day 5, we will have, actually, it's not on here, but we will have a component in healthcare technology, how AI is being used and transforming the healthcare space. We will also be supplementing with a career skills finder. This is going to help break down all the experiences from the last 4 days to match with our students on what their core strengths are to figure out what next steps that they should take in their career and university planning journey. Then in the afternoon, we will have our final presentations from the students with their self-reflections and graduating ceremony. So this is the programming for healthcare at the moment. We are still announcing exciting additions every single day, so please check your email inboxes. So we also have our second career boot camp in finance and business. And over the same 5 days, we will have our finance boot campers go through 5 days of deep into the finance industry. So on Saturday, day one, we have the same welcome bootcamp program where we get our students icebreakers, make them comfortable and confident to network with all the professionals that they will meet over the next 4.5 days. Then in the afternoon on day one, we have a master class. We start with a master class to learn more about the fundamentals of finance. Number one, things like time value of money. Number two, how does capital move around the world? US dollar, how does it become Thai baht? How does it become the Singapore dollar? How do we move money across ecosystems? How does the capital system and structure actually work? And what are the different kinds of regulators, bankers? What are all of their roles within this industry and how do they work with each other? We will also have a special guest lecture via Zoom on the world of crypto and financial technology, fintech, that is changing and shaping the financial markets today. Then on day two, we have a wonderful guest speaker from AIA in everything in fund management, in mutual funds, public funds, equities 101. And then in the afternoon, we are going out. We are going to be going to Siam Piwat. We're actually going over to Icon Siam to meet with the Siam Piwat team, who will be talking about the business of building multi-billion-dollar real estate projects and what it takes to pull off such an iconic project like that. How do projects like that get funded? How do you do project management? How do you get all the partners involved in terms of all the brands and retail stores? And how do you run and operate to make sure that a project like that is successful and generating a lot of foot flow and traffic? So we will be thinking about the business of that. And then on day three, we will be pivoting to Benjamin Reeves and the Berkeley group. I think you heard from the girls in the student video, and they highlighted Benjamin Reeves and the Berkeley group as their highlight of the week. So we have wonderful female leaders who will be talking about how they transform their career in commercial real estate and finance, and also how they have used those principles to build their own personal wealth. So a very interesting workshop there as well. And then after lunch on day three is our investment banking day. So we have guest speakers from two of the biggest banks, Bank of America and SCB. We have an investment banker, Kun Bot, who is coming in to talk about his career pathway from Thailand to US and then back to Thailand as an investment banker and his journey. And then we also will have a guest speaker from SCBX who will be talking about market research, financial research, and insights on consumer banking and consumption in finance. Then on day four, we merge with the healthcare team where we go to the Stock Exchange of Thailand. But for our finance boot campers, the focus will be on understanding the capital markets, understanding the role of the stock exchange, the role of stocks in raising capital for companies. Also, not just stocks, but also debentures, debt financing. And the finance boot campers will also engage in a really lively stock battle, stock picking battle. This has always been really fun, and it's really been interesting to see the emerging stock pickers and the sales traders from this group. Then on day 4 in the afternoon, we also joined the healthcare group in terms of thinking about business, finance, and entrepreneurship. So what I always tell my boot campers is that you do need someone with the technical domain expertise, like Dr. Aim, who is a doctor herself. But Dr. Aim can't run the business all on her own. She needs a business partner. So we'll be also investigating what kind of business partnership and financial analysis and operational support do you need in order to pull off your own business venture. Then on Wednesday, we also have our Career Skills Finder workshop, but we'll also have someone zooming in here to talk about more about fintech and technology development in finance. And then, of course, we end the week with final presentations and our graduation ceremony. So this is all things finance, business, and entrepreneurship over 5 days. So I just went through 2 of our career boot camps, healthcare and then finance. So these are very career focused, very experiential, very mentor and outside world experienced focused. Then we also have for students who are interested in science and STEM, 5 days of in the lab, in research, doing what it takes to become a scientist. And this STEM research program will be led by Dr. Sue, who I introduced before. And Dr. Sue and the science research team will be spending 5 days at Assumption University doing the STEM research camp. So for our students in science research, as you can see from the pictures, they're spending 5 days, not outside in the industry, but 5 days in the research lab doing actual science research. So we opened the first day, December 20th, Saturday, with a welcome. And of course, for welcome, lab safety is the most important thing. We want to keep our students safe as they conduct their research. And the professors will lead the students in design thinking so that the students can start to think about their research design. Then after lunch, they will engage in a workshop on research techniques, research skills, and experimental design, and they will start to design already their own individualized research. Then over the course of Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, the students will be conducting their very own research, designing, running the experiments, collecting data, analyzing the data with all the research lab equipment. And by Wednesday, they will gather their data and do their analysis and receive a writing workshop. And quickly they will be and then we'll be ending with a student symposium. Symposium is basically what scientists do to announce their research and present their work to others for peer feedback. And the students will be doing the same with their posters, and they also have to do their research writing, research draft. So students will have guidance under the professor's guidance, and they will be able to conduct 3.5 to 4 days of research in anything in microbiology, biotechnology, biochemistry, chemistry, physiology. If you have an idea of the rough area of the research that you want to do, that's wonderful. Please send it to us and we will engage with the professors to pre-design your research. If you're not quite sure what kind of research you want to do, you want to be led more by the professor, that's also totally fine. Just let us know and we will make sure that the professors have some topics ready for you to engage in. But basically, over the 5 days, you'll be led by the professors to make sure that you engage in proper scientific research, that you can produce results, experimental design, experimental results, and write up your poster and write up your research draft. Your poster and your research draft will get published. It will be a joint publication between Assumption University and Academy Prêt, Thailand. The first draft, of course, your poster is due on Wednesday for presentation. Your first draft will be due on that same evening during the program. And your final draft, in case you want to do more writing, will be due on the 31st of December, because after that, we will be publishing your research in the publication in the first week of January. And it will be a wonderful addition to your science research portfolio. So these are the three programs that we have designed for you over December break. Now, for parents, you might be wondering, okay, how do I sign up? What does it cost? Well, please scan the QR code. If you scan the QR code, the registration form is for you right there to sign up for the program. And we have special pricing for Thai residents. So the usual price is 95,500 Thai baht per program for the 5 days. And this is the global pricing for any students who are flying in from any country. But for Thai residents, we have a special pricing here. As you can see, it's 48,000, deeply discounted for Bangkok residents only. So please let us know that you are a Bangkok resident, and we will be sure to apply the Thai resident pricing for you. So after the program, what do you receive? You have a certificate of completion. You have a proof of the hours completed over the 5 days in the industry, whatever you signed up for. So basically, it's 6 hours per day times 5 days, 30 industry hours. So your certificate will indicate that for healthcare bootcampers, you completed 30 healthcare industry hours. Finance bootcampers your certificate will show that you completed 30 finance hours, finance industry hours. And for STEM research students, the certificate will say that you completed 30 hours of science research. What's not included, lunch, or any meals or any local transportation, but all programming, all materials, everything that you need to complete the program is included in this fee. Now, for those who are flying in from another country into Bangkok to join us, don't worry, we've got you covered. In fact, our students from India, Singapore, Korea, and Myanmar have really enjoyed staying with us as a residential student. So we have a block of hotels and accommodation. So if you are in our finance and healthcare bootcamp, you'll be staying with us at the Moxie. If you're in the science research program, you'll be staying near Assumption University. And of course, if you stay in our accommodation, you will have a guardian. So even I stay together with you and I act as a guardian, and so do our facilitators and our professors. So you'll be under our facilitator guardianship care because your safety is first and utmost and most important to us. So if you are flying into Bangkok for the program, please let us know, and we will make sure that you're on our residential program. Your hotel stay, which is Friday check-in and then check-out on Wednesday, is covered. You'll be staying with us. We'll be taking care of you. We'll do nightly checks on you before we go to bed. Make sure you are in bed, and you're doing well. You will be doing morning checks, breakfast together, and we'll be heading or walking or heading to the morning venue together. And it also includes the round trip airport transfer as well. What is only not included is lunch and dinner. Breakfast, airport transfer is included. And so I presented to you our bootcamp programs, which are in small groups. There are no more than 15 students. And so spaces are very limited. So I recommend you to please sign up early to secure your spot. We try not to have the groups too big because we very much want to be a very intimate, experiential learning experience between our programs and also with our mentors and our knowledge partners and our company on-site visits. So it's our boot camps are broad programs. Now, after you finish the boot camp program and you know exactly what to go deeper into, we recommend our internships, our one-on-one internships. Our one-on-one internships are designed just for you. So you really have to know what you want. We can discover that together. And once you know exactly what you want, we set up a one-on-one internship for you with our knowledge partner, with a company, with a research professor to go really deep into your subject matter and to really make sure that you explore your area of interest and also build your resume for college and also for your career planning at the same time. So, this is from our internship brochure. If you're interested in our one-on-one internships, please send us a message. We will share a digital copy of this internship program with you. But our internship programs can run anywhere between 2 weeks up to 1 month during the winter or the summer break holidays. It can be on-site or it can be completely online or it can be a hybrid of both. It really depends on what internship you get placed in, who is your mentor, who is your knowledge partner company, and what is the role, the student project that we set you up with. It's very highly tailored. And we have knowledge partners across all the industry sectors, whether it's healthcare, biotechnology, medical technology, food biotechnology, physics, mechanical engineering, AI technology, and fintech, law, finance, banking, journalism, arts, media, hospitality. We've got it all. So if you're interested in going really deep into building your resume and portfolio, please let us know. This is a little small, but these are just pictures and comments of many of our students who had a wonderful experience. So as you can see here, we have placed students. We have internships online as well as in person in Thailand, in Singapore. And students from Thailand have also flown into Singapore and under our care over a week or 2 weeks, and they have done biotechnology internships, they have done media internships, they've gone to hospitals, they've gone to dental clinics, they have gone to film media and marketing, real estate development, across really all the various industries. The main point of our internships is to make sure that once you identified exactly the narrow pathway that you want to go, we set you up with the experience to go really deep into that industry sector and that experience and to build your profile. Let me show you what it's like. So we've come up to the hour already. I hope you enjoyed learning more about our programs. We look forward to welcoming you to our programs in December. December 20th is when we kick off across all the programs. So in the remaining amount of time, I'd love to answer whatever questions that you have about our programs and how it works. To sign up, please scan the QR code or send us an email or send us a WhatsApp or a line message at any of our contact information right here that you see on the screen. So if you'd like, please take a quick picture so that you can contact us because I'll be, let me stop screen share so I can see what questions have come in from everyone today. I see some questions in the chat. Okay, let's see here. First question. Which internships are available for finance as a junior high schooler who is in grade 11? Okay, so for grade 11 students, we like to recommend our finance bootcamp where you can meet all the mentors across investment banking, fund management, the capital markets, real estate development. So very highly recommend the finance bootcamp for you. And then after that, we recommend going deeper once we know exactly should we do an internship in investment banking or in fund management, in venture capital, private equity, or real estate development, or something else. So we have we have many knowledge partners who we can set you up for a one-on-one internship. But the most important thing there is to really have a broad exposure and to have clarity on exactly what kind of finance is best fit for you and what really just lights you up inside so that we can set it up for you. Following our boot camps, we have placed our students, for example, we have students who so they did the winter boot camp, and then the summer after that, we have students who flew into Singapore to intern with one of the banks here in the asset management and insurance division. We also had a student after the boot camp the next summer. They completed an internship in private equity for a investment fund looking into potential investments in Myanmar. It was a Burmese student, and the fund wanted kind of a market research data on what was happening in Myanmar. So the student completed a 4-week project in the summer, looking into producing a research report for a very big $1 billion plus assets under management private equity fund, very brand name, in the landscape of investments in Myanmar. So that's one example. And that example, it was a hybrid. So the student went in for meetings every Friday. In between, they had Zoom meetings, and the student had to do work on their own. For the Thai student who flew into Singapore for a banking internship, that was every day in person for 1 week. So the range of internship really depends. It's arranged one-on-one. It's only for that student and only tailored to what fits with the career pathway and the trajectory and the storytelling of that experience and the career that they want to build. So I think the understanding the direction first is very important, which is why we start with the boot camps and then we go narrow into the internships after that. Second question, are there any online opportunities for finance? Yes, absolutely there are. As I mentioned, the fund management project that was 4 weeks in the summer, that was a hybrid where the student did an online internship and then went in for a meeting every Friday. But that was because the student was based in Singapore. But if the student is, for example, in Thailand, we can do a completely online internship, or we could actually match with our knowledge partner, one of our venture capital funds, for example, or banks in Thailand to go in person, or we can do a completely online or hybrid in Thailand as well. So there are many opportunities. We have knowledge partners in Thailand, in Singapore. We actually have companies, knowledge partners that we work with in the US as well. And so for all these opportunities, we can structure online or in person or hybrid. Really, it's all about tailoring to the student. So I have answered these 2 questions. If you have any other questions, please put them in the Q&A chat and I'd love to answer them for you right now. Okay, I'll just see if then any other questions. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I would very much look forward to seeing you in December. Thank you very much.